we are going to turn the mic over to our guest speaker, Mr. Chris Crumpler. Give him some warm love. A hearty round of applause. Okay. Mr. Crumpler.
All right, guys, you can have a seat real quick. Boss man, let me get you the volunteer. Just click this for me, right? Yeah. Just, all you gotta do is this right here when I tell you. All right? I don't want to take too much more of your time, but man, I love no excuses and make commitments. No excuses and make commitments. But I do want to start by kind of let you know, I know the M3s, you know, we worked together a couple years ago when you was M1s, but I do want to let you know a little bit about me. You know, I was adopted, right? My mother was with her high school sweetheart, but she was white, he was black. And in Mississippi back in that time, y'all couldn't mix. So she had a baby, and the baby was a black baby. So her family didn't accept her because she had a black baby, so she had to put me up for adoption. And I was adopted by illiterate parents. My dad couldn't read because before your time, education wasn't always free. So he had to pay for education. It was more profitable for his family to start work at 11 instead of go to middle school. So my dad been working his entire life since he was 11 years old until he was 66. And he built railroad tracks, he threw watermelons, he picked oranges, and he picked apples. All the way to Rochester, New York, down through Delaware, through the Carolinas, and you circle around in Florida. At the Artistry, you pick oranges to distribute all over America. My family business is sharecropping. I grew up since I was 7 years old picking peas, peanuts. Then I go to, when you get to middle school, you start with oranges and apples. And then when you get to high school with the ex-cons, with the Haitians, and with the Mexicans, you do watermelons because the boys are a little stronger. And so I played outside as a kid barefooted, right? You only had church shoes and your school shoes. My shorts was pants that was cut. I never went to the store, never bought shorts till I got in high school. But what it did for me was train me. My father was a powerful man. Matter of fact, a great man, my greatest mentor in life. And before I came to this country, he said, Chris, I'm not giving you no money. I'm not giving you a house, I'm not giving you a car. And they told me at 12 years old that they wasn't paying for my college education. Because I expressed to my parents in middle school that I was going to college to play basketball. Well, my mother sought me down at the dinner table and said, well, I want to be crystal clear, I'm not paying for nothing. We don't have no money. But because I knew how my dad was training me, that don't stop me from going to college. Because I realized that I had everything that I needed to be successful. I had life, right? And so my dad, before I go off to Bermuda, he said, Chris, I'm not giving you a car, I'm not giving you no cash, I'm not giving you a house, I'm not giving you anything but what I gave you your entire life, a good name. And say, boy, when you go to that island, don't make me look bad. And don't mess up my name. And so I'm very mindful of my name and what my name represents because it represents more than just me. So when I go and when I conduct myself, I don't just think about myself, I think about my father. So how I treat my wife and how I treat my kids, and I trained over 1,000 Bermudas in basketball, and I teach and I preach and do workshops like this for free all over the island because I know what important it is to give back because my father gave to me. He didn't ask me for a check. He didn't ask me for favors. He just said, don't mess up my name. And so now I've been blessed to be in one of the most privileged islands in the world. I traveled over 12 different countries, mentored kids in 10 of those countries, and I gave basketball clinics. And by far, this country is the most privileged in the world. By far, it's not even a competition. And I'm from America. It's not a competition. When I go back and see Lakewood High School and Lakewood Middle School, and I go to Denella High School and speak to the kids at Christmas time, there's no comparison to you guys. You guys have way more than they got, period. But you all have the same access. You all have the same gifts because you all have the same tools. You have life. You can breathe. So I found my mother. My mother found me on Facebook 3 years ago. Been looking for me for 16 years. She found me on Facebook, sends me a friend request, said, look, I know you don't know me, but I'm looking for my son, and you got the same birthday. Are you adopted? I say, yeah, I'm adopted. I'm in Bermuda at Cedar Bridge, getting ready for the Thanksgiving Classic, an international high school basketball tournament. I meet her that Christmas in Orlando at a restaurant, a steakhouse, and she's nervous. She goes on Google, she goes on MSN, she sees all these people that come back to their adopted children 20 years later and 30 years later, and it's a mess. There was drug addicts, there was crackheads, they hated their parents for giving them up. And when I saw her, the first thing I did, I loved her and told her I love her, and I gave her a kiss. And she just kind of melted right there in my arms. And I have a white brother and a white sister, and I have a black brother and a black sister. And I'm the glue that keeps them all together. And I'm grateful because my daddy, who trained me, he trained me to be above my circumstances and always fly like an eagle. And so when I walk around Bermuda, I come into these schools, I watch you from a distance. And I ask myself, are you a chicken? Or are you an eagle? What did the eagle say when he crossed the road? Anybody know? What did the eagle say when he crossed the road? What did he say? Stand up, tell me, real quick. Stand up. What did he say when he crossed the road? No, sit down. Eagles don't cross the road. Eagles don't cross the road. They don't play like that. You may see a chicken hanging with a goat. You may see a chicken hanging with a dog. You may see a chicken hanging with a cat. You may see a chicken hanging with you. Because a chicken don't walk around and function on purpose. A chicken don't walk around and function with vision. A chicken don't function on a way that it could function because it does have the capability to fly. But it chooses to settle and be friends with people. And it chooses the mentality to give me. Give me a French fry. Give me bird feed. And protect me. And keep me safe. And stop on the road when I cross. Be mindful of me. Be considerate of me. Pause and stop whatever you're doing for me, but an eagle. You will never see an eagle cross the road. You will never see an eagle hanging with your homeboys. You will never see an eagle chilling with goats. You will never see an eagle flocking with chickens. An eagle always stays above everything that it's going through all the time. And whenever it rests high. Just so that you don't get confused. You never see an eagle next to your dog, next to your chicken sleeping. It don't take breaks around mediocrity. It don't take breaks around common things. Because it's understanding that the environment may rub off. And what's crazy even about the eagle is its parents. The mother. As soon as she has the eagle, she trains the eagle to be an eagle. Instantly let it know you're not a normal bird. When they make their nest, they don't make their nest in a safe, comfortable 10 feet, 20 feet, 30 feet. They take the nest to the highest height they could possibly take the nest of a brand new baby. High in the sky, wind blowing, hard to breathe, debris coming, storms raining. The baby has to be birthed in those circumstances. The baby has to be birthed in those situations. The baby has to live and eat that every day of its life. And then an eagle, like a chicken, don't say, come here, baby. Stay close to mama. I want to hug you for a little bit while we watch TV. Nah, the eagle say, you're born and I'm gone. And I'm going to leave you right up here all by yourself. And the first thing it teaches the eagle, the first thing it teaches is not how to eat. It don't teach it how to read. It don't teach it how to talk. It teaches how to fly. It takes the little eaglet and it drops it. The mother takes the eaglet right back up to the sky and drops the baby again. And the eaglet just starts flapping and scared and nervous. And why would my mama do this again? Why would I be adopted? Why would I be raised with illiterate parents? Why would I be with a father every single day that's so hard on me? Because he was training me to be an eagle. He refused for me to have wings and act like a chicken. And so again, right before the eaglet hits the ground, the mother picks the eaglet back up and takes it back up to the sky. One more time, and drops it again. Don't put it in the nest to relax, to recover, to get your breath, to find out what's going on. No, it's no time. Drop and fly. And all of a sudden, the eaglet figures it out. After dropping a third and fourth and fifth time, the eagle finally gets it. I don't need my mama. I don't need my daddy. I don't need my homeboys. I don't need, all I need is me. Don't matter my circumstances, don't matter my situation, don't matter my past. Right now, today, all I need is me. That's all I need. And the eagle flies on its own. The first slide I want to talk about when you're talking about characteristics of an eagle. Number one is focus. The eagle from over 3 miles away can focus on its prey. And when it focuses on its prey, it doesn't get distracted. The storm may come. A cool car may be driving around the highway. A cute girl may be walking with her friends. Brand new pair of shoes may be in display of the outlet. Your favorite food may be smelling all over the place in your nose. But once the eagle focuses on what it wants to eat for life, to build its strength and to build its character and to keep itself an eagle, nothing else matters. And from over 3 miles out, the eagle comes down and snatches its prey. And guess what? The eagle never eats roadkill. I'm not no vulture. I'm not a raven. I'm not a geese. I'm not a chicken. I'm an eagle. Eagle always eats fresh prey. Because when you eat something that's fresh, it's a right now situation. It's a right now moment. It's not what used to be and how to be. It's right now. I'm making this better for me right now. I'm eating something new today. What my mama used to do was good. What the school used to do was good. But you got to be the agent of change right now. And you got to start from today. It's cool to go walk out and be a class clown. But you're telling me you're a student, right? Are you a student? But don't be a fraud. Don't be a counterfeit. Don't put on a uniform and then you're trying to be cool and thugged out walking on the hall. Don't put on a uniform and commit to coming to school and being on time and you 2 minutes late and you got an attitude because you late. And then you want to tell somebody you're a student. You ain't a student, you're a fraud. If you were a student, you would come up early. If you were a student, you would sit in the front. If you were a student, you would ask questions every single day if you was a student. If you came here with a purpose, if you had focused vision. You put on that uniform and you look real good. But I want to see when the teacher ain't walking, are you pulling out your phone? Are you pulling out your DS? Are you trying to send notes to your friends? Are you focused on executing every amount of knowledge in this building as possible? Every opportunity in this building as possible? Are you trying to be cool with your friends to be a chicken? Are you chicken? Or are you an eagle? Now, an eagle never tells anybody it's an eagle. Go to the next slide. An eagle never tells anybody it's an eagle. It never explains itself. You know why an eagle never had to explain itself? Because action speaks louder than words. When you find yourself justifying yourself to your teacher, justifying yourself to your mama, justifying yourself to your coach, you know what you just found out? You're a chicken. Because eagles do not justify what they are. People already know, and most people, even big adults, are afraid of an eagle. They may come up to a chicken to get a fly, but they see an eagle, they're going inside because they know an eagle means business. When people see you, do they now want to joke, or do they now have to go inside with their jokes and come out with their opportunities because they know you brought your business when you wear that uniform? I don't know. You will show me. I won't have to ask you if you're an eagle. You wouldn't have to justify your efforts to me. Your actions will speak louder than words. Your attendance record will speak louder than words. Your behavior record will speak louder than words. Your vocabulary to your friends and to your teachers will speak louder than words. I get it. You're a kid. You need a break. We got lunchtime for that. We got advisory for that. We got school before school and after school and the weekend for you to do whatever you feel like doing. But if you want me to respect your mind, that you take care of your business, when you put on that uniform, I guess you're a student. I'm thinking you're a student, but your behavior is going to really tell me who you are. And it's going to tell me whether you're a chicken or whether you're an eagle. All my fly girls, stand up. If you're a fly girl. If you ain't a fly girl and you know you're about to fly like an eagle this year, stand up. If you're a fly girl, this ain't for everybody. No games aside, because everybody's not a fly girl. And when I say a fly girl, I mean you're going to set sail with your wings. Two claps, two claps, two claps, two claps. Fly girls, 1, 2, 3, focus. Right here, focus, focus. If you're a fly girl, you can focus. And you can focus from the back of the room. You stood up. I asked a question. I didn't tell you to stand up. I said, if you are a fly girl, stand up. Your action is telling me that you're not worried about being comfortable. You're not worried about your friends. And you're not worried about your past. All you know you're going to do from today is you're going to fly. And when your friend got a problem with it, you're going to tell them, don't watch me, watch TV. Because I'm going to do me. Because maybe your situation is like mine. Uneducated parents, no money in their account. I'm making my own money on the weekends picking crops. If you're a fly girl, every day in this hall, be one. Be one. If that's what you are, you told me that's what you are. Have a seat. If you're a fly boy, stand up. Only if you know you're a fly boy. Now, listen. Being a fly boy comes with responsibilities. Let's be crystal clear. You can't be a fly boy and be scary. Fear stands for false evidence appearing real. My man talked about excuses. Excuses are useless tools of the weak and incompetent. Those that specialize in them rarely succeed in anything that they do. I'm tired of your talk. I want to see your work, period. And as a man in a spiritual sense, I believe that you are the leader. I believe you set the pace. I believe you show people how it's done from day one. Whenever you got on that uniform and you had a chance to come to school and you're 15 minutes early and you decide to walk down to Belvis to get a snack and come to school 5 minutes late, you're a chicken. Because the eagle will make sure not only am I here, but I'm here early. And I need you guys to set the ball high. I don't care what any other middle school is doing. I don't care what America is doing. I don't care what any country is doing. You be an eagle. I don't even care what your parents are doing. I don't even care what your teachers are doing. I don't want to hear it. I was adopted. Illiterate parents. No money. Told I was the dumb one in the family when I was at Lakewood Middle School by my own cousins, Derek and Maureen. But I still had choice. I still had the power within myself. My own family could call me the dumb one. I'm going to be me. And guess who's the only one who graduated with a college degree from that family? Me, the dumb one in the family. Have a seat. By being an eagle, if you don't think people are going to talk about you, if you don't think your little chicken friends going to try to pull you down, you're fooling yourself. That's a lie. If you don't think you're going to go on social media and somebody's not going to talk about you, if you don't think you go on WhatsApp and somebody's not going to talk about you, you're fooling yourself. That's part of life. I'm grown and I still get it. People lying on me. People are making up stuff to make themselves look good. But I don't have time to deal with people. I'm focused on what God has put in my spirit to be an eagle. So tell your friends, don't watch me, watch what? TV. Tell them all day, every day. Because they're going to question this and they're going to question that. You tell them, don't watch me, you watch TV. I'm going to finish with this. It's a great poem called Equipment. Figure it out for yourself, my lad. You've got all what the greatest of men have had. 2 arms, 2 hands, 2 legs, 2 eyes, and a brain to use if you will be wise. With this equipment, they all began. So start from the top and say, I can. Say, I can. Hey, look them over. The wise and great. They take their food from a common plate with similar knives and forks they use, with similar laces they tied their shoes. The world considers them brave and small, but they had all that you had when they made their start. You can triumph and come to skill. You can be great if you only will. You're well equipped for the fight you choose. You have 2 legs, 2 arms, and a brain to use. And the man that's risen great deeds to do began his life with no more than you. You are the handicap you must face. You are the one who must choose your place. You must say where you want to go and how much you're willing to study the truth to know that God has equipped you for life, but he lets you decide who you want to be. Courage must come from the soul within. The man must furnish the will to win. So figure it out for yourself, my lad. You have all but the great of men have had. With this equipment, the born equipment that God has given you already, they all began. So start from the top and say, I can. Thank you for your time.